This is the Yealink T57 phone video tutorial presented by Preferred Data Voice Networks. Please see the Preferred Data Voice Networks phone user guide for the Yealink SIP T57W for more information. The Yealink T57 model phone has a 7-inch touchscreen display that can be programmed with up to 29 buttons. To see the buttons, touch more on your display when your phone is idle or when you're on a call. The buttons are typically programmed with DN buttons or extension buttons, park buttons, and then the other ones can be used for dialing other phones, paging, or speed dial buttons, or other features. Soft keys are located at the bottom of the screen and will change depending on the current status of the phone. When your phone is idle, your soft keys will show History, Directory, Do Not Disturb, and Menu. Your phone soft keys may differ slightly depending on the setup and may have page or other features as well. When you touch the History button when your phone is idle, you will see along the side Local, Missed, Placed, Received, and Forwarded calls. And then you can use your finger to scroll all calls from the initial view, or you can touch the different breakdowns to see calls that came to your phone that were unanswered, calls that were placed from your phone, and then calls that were answered at your phone. And then if your phone is forwarded, it actually shows you calls that came in and then were forwarded to an outside number or extension number. If you touch Directory, you'll see the Company Directory as an option here, and if you touch it and then touch Company Directory, you can use your finger to scroll, and these are in alphabetical order by either first or last name depending on your system administrator's preference. If you touch DND, your phone will go in Do Not Disturb mode. You will see an icon on the top of your phone indicating that your phone is in Do Not Disturb. You can touch it to exit Do Not Disturb, or you can touch the DND again to exit Do Not Disturb. And that just means that calls are not going to ring at your phone. So if you have calls that are transferred to your extension, or if someone dials your direct dial number and your phone is in DND, calls will either go straight to voicemail or to any other alternative failover that's programmed for your extension. If your phone is in a ring group, then the phone call will continue to ring on other extensions in the ring group. It just won't ring your extension. And then if you touch Menu, you'll see various options for menu changes that you can make on your phone. One of the most popular requests that we get is to change the ringtone, and to do that, you're going to touch Basic, and then Sound, and then ringtones, select common, and then you can use your finger to select and listen to all of the different ringtones that are available. If you want to change your ringtone, simply touch save. I'm not going to, so I'm going to touch home. The built-in buttons on the Yealink T57 phone are a hold and transfer button, which are built in, and we'll talk about those when we talk about call management. A voicemail button, which looks like an envelope. We'll talk about that when we talk about voicemail. Volume control keys. So when your phone is idle, you can adjust the ring volume. Or, depending on what you're doing, it will adjust the volume for that. So if I'm on a speakerphone call, I can adjust the speaker volume. And if I'm on a handset call, I can adjust the handset volume. And the volume setting will stay at the last setting. So if you set it low for a speakerphone call, for example, then the next speaker call you're on you might notice is a little bit low. And you can see it on the screen as well when you touch volume. Then we have a speaker button here. This is an enhanced redial button, so if you touch it once, it will bring up the placed calls just as if you had touched History and Placed calls. So these are the calls made out from your phone, and you can touch one of them to redial that number. Or if you touch the enhanced redial twice, it will just automatically redial the last number that you called. Then there's a headset button. This is only used for certain headsets. Most headsets have a ring and ear button, so there would only be certain ones that you would need to use the headset button. If you want to get a headset, our company for compatibility, and we can help you find out what headset will work with your phone. And then there's a mute button. If you touch the mute button when you're on a call, you can mute yourself to callers, and there's a notification on your screen. So to make a call, simply start dialing the number. If you dial 7 digits, then you can continue to dial 7 digits. There's typically no dial 9 on these, so if you previously dialed 9, you probably don't have to anymore. And then you just saw I can press delete if I made a mistake or misdialed. Also, if I'm dialing a number that I've previously called, I can actually touch it to call that number, or I can touch the call button to call, or just pick up the handset Now I've made a call out, and you can see that my options along the bottom of the screen have changed to transfer, hold, conference, and end call. As I mentioned previously, you have a hold and transfer button built into your phone. So the phone is giving you multiple ways to accomplish the same thing. The first thing is, if you want to mute yourself to the caller, you just press this microphone with a line through it button, or the mute button, and you'll see that you're muted. And when you're on a call, you're still on an active call and you can still hear the other party. They just cannot hear you. So you have muted yourself to the other caller. So now I'm muted to the caller. If I go to my handset, I'm still muted to the caller. So it will work on both handset and speaker, and I touch it to turn the muting off. If I'm on a handset call, I can place the call back on speaker just by touching the speaker button and placing the handset in cradle. When your phone is ringing, you'll see across the display answer, forward, silence, and reject. If you touch answer or pick up the handset, you will answer that call. If you touch forward, you can actually enter another extension and automatically forward the call to ring at that extension. Silence and reject basically accomplish the same purpose ultimately. If you touch silence, the call will continue to ring on your phone. The ring will be muted, and eventually the caller will route to your voicemail. And if you touch reject, the caller will go straight to your voicemail. Your call on hold, touch hold. You'll see on the display that your call is on hold, and you can touch resume to return to the call. You can also touch this hold button here to accomplish the same purpose. All extensions on this system are going to play an on-hold music when the person is on hold. It may be music on hold that the company has provided to us, or if not, there's a generic music on hold. So the callers will always hear something when they're on hold. Unlike if you mute yourself to the caller, they will not hear anything. It'll just be silence on their end. So if you have a call for someone else within your organization, there are different ways to route that call. The first way is to transfer it. So as you heard me mention before, if you touch the More button, you can see all the extensions that are programmed as buttons on your phone. And these are customizable by extension, so we will work with your system administrator to make sure they are right for you. So if I have a button for someone on my system, then I can touch that button to send the call. The system is set up for blind transfer, meaning that if I transfer the call, I'm done with it, and it automatically transfers to that person. So they are able to take the call, they'll see the inbound caller ID, they can either accept the call, reject the call, let it go to voicemail, but I'm done with it. There's another way to transfer doing an announce. So if I do transfer with the button, or with this button here, I can enter the extension number, and then I can do call, wait for them to answer, and then they can say whether they want it or not, and then I can transfer it or cancel and then resume to return to my caller. So that's a difference between an attended or a blind transfer. It could be that your buttons are set up for attended, and when you touch it, it's going to call that person, let them answer, and then you need to touch transfer to send or cancel to return to the caller. In which case, you can use the transfer button here, dial the extension number, and then dial B transfer to send it. So there's a couple of different ways there on the transferring. Transfer can also be used for people who are off-site. So if you want to transfer a call to an off-site number, then you can do transfer the phone number, and it can be however you call it, so 7 or 10 digits again. And by the way, with outbound calling, you can enter the area code or not, and you can enter the 1 or not. It really doesn't matter. So then once they answer, you touch transfer again, and you've sent the call. Another way to manage the calls is by parking. This is going to place the call into a park orbit on the phone system, and basically the caller hears hold, and then you can notify the person within your organization that needs to take the call that they have a call placed on park. So here I'm going to touch park 1 because it's available, and then it goes into use mode by indicating a little red indicator. And on the other, if the phones are not this model, you might see a red blinking light next to the park 1. Then I can say Melissa, you have a call on Park 1, and then that person can go to any phone on the system, touch Park 1 to retrieve the call. If it were an outbound call, it would show the phone numbers that are dialed. This was an inbound call, so it's showing the caller ID, name, and number there. So, and you can page to reach the person and tell them they have a call parked. You can tell them in person, or you can call them directly on their phone. You can walk to them. You know, there's lots of ways to let them know that they have a call parked. Our system has 3 park buttons. Your system may have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 park buttons, and those are all just customizable in the programming. A conference would be when you want to make a 3-way call. So if you want to make a 3-way call, you can do conference, and here you can enter another extension on your phone system. Wait for them to answer, and then touch conference, and you're all 3 on the call together. So then from here I can view what's happening with these users. So if I want to far mute them, far hold, or remove them from the conference, I can do those with this icon. So if I touch this mute button here, then they can hear me, but I cannot hear them. And then I can place one on hold, and then I can resume. I can place the whole conference on hold and then resume. And then I can drop one or more off. So I'm going to drop Connie off of this call, and then I'm back to my main caller. We can discuss how it went on our 3-way call.
You can also conference to an outside number by entering that outside number, then touching conference to bring all 3 callers together on the call.
To end the call with both parties still on a 3-way call, then all parties will be disconnected. They will not stay together in this situation. So if you're on a call and you get a second call, you'll see an indicator across the bottom of your screen. If you touch answer, then you will automatically place the call that you're on hold and answer that second call. Then from here you can touch swap to go back and forth between the 2 calls. And also when you get that second call ringing in and you're on a call, you'll hear a muted beep, either in the handset if you're on handset or on the speaker if you're on speaker. I discussed call forwarding earlier. Call forwarding is really simple. It will forward your phone to another extension or to an outside number, and that will be for any calls that ring direct to your extension or to your direct number, but not to a ring group. If you want to forward calls that are coming into a ring group, that is done in programming, and you need to ask your system administrator to make that request. So to forward this phone, I'm going to touch menu, and then I'm going to touch features, and you'll see call forward is the first one. So I'm going to set mine to always forward. You could also choose busy or no answer, meaning that either if you're on a call or if you just don't answer a call, you want it to forward to a second destination. So we'll touch always forward, turn it on, and then I'm going to put in an extension number, and then I'm going to, let's see, say done, and it's forwarded. Okay, so I'm going to go back to the main screen, and you'll see that I've got a description here that says always forward is enabled and that I can close it. So now I'm going to call my phone from another extension, and I can see, oops, it's been forwarded. So if I forwarded my phone and then I came back, there's a reminder on the display that I have it forwarded. Also, this is up here, and then if I touch the history, I can touch forwarded calls and see the call that came in that was forwarded. You might have also noticed, and I turned that forwarding off, you might have also noticed that when a call comes in, you get notifications. So right now I'm getting a blinking red light here indicating a call is ringing on my phone. If I missed a call, then I'll be able to see that, like when I'm away from my phone and come back to it, oh, you missed a call. So then I can say exit from that, and I'll just have this icon reminding me, and also this blinking light. But to clear that, I can either touch view when the notification comes up initially, or I can touch history to clear because it's showing me that what the missed call was. To set up voicemail for the first time on your phone, touch the voicemail button. The tutorial will play and prompt you to set up your mailbox. Follow the instructions to enter a new password, and then re-enter the new password.
Now let's record the greeting that
Then the system is going to prompt you to record your greeting.
Please say your greeting. Then press any key or stop talking to end the recording.
Hi, I'm either on the phone or away from my desk. Leave a message. Thanks.
To save this recording, press 1.
Press 1 to save.
Saved. Congratulations, your mailbox.
Once your mailbox has been set up, you will be notified of new messages, either on your phone or email or both. So you can let your system administrator or company contact person know if you want to change your voicemail notifications to just notify, say, your email and not have blinking on your phone. If you have a notification on your phone, you probably saw me clear it, but it will pop up with that square that says that you have a new voicemail, and you'll also see an indicator here with what looks like a tiny little tape recorder and a blinking light. So typically people will see two. They'll see a missed call indicator and a voicemail indicator. So if you want to listen to new voicemails from your phone, touch your voicemail button, or when you see the pop-up box, you can touch connect, put in your password,
You have 1 new message.
and then touch 1 to listen to your messages.
1.
From here, follow the prompts. You can forward, save. I typically want to do 7 to delete,
Mailbox is empty.
and then I'm done with that. But you can save your voicemails. If you have voicemails sent to email, they will come from voicemail@pdvn.net. You will need to open the attachment to listen to it. It will be a WAV file. You may need to add or set up an audio player on your PC or mobile phone to listen. From your mobile phone, you can touch the phone number to call the person back. To change your password, greeting, or name recording in your voicemail, touch the voicemail button on your phone.
Please enter your
Enter the password when prompted,
mailbox
and then touch 5
to record your
to manage your mailbox.
To record your
It will give you options to record your greeting,
password, press 3.
your name,
To record
your password,
temporary greeting.
or a temporary greeting.
To dis-
It's great to use a temporary greeting when you're out of the office and then you want to come back and go back to your regular greeting. In that case, when you come back to the office, you touch the voicemail again, enter the password, and then go in, follow the prompts to turn off your temporary greeting. This concludes the Yealink T57 phone video tutorial. Please contact us if you have any questions or need any help or service with your phones. You can contact us at 225-924-2700 or toll-free 800-487-8806, or you can email us at info@pdvn.net. You can also visit our website at pdvn.net and go to the service form to submit a service request. Thank you for attending, and we appreciate your business. Have a great day.